Welcome to Uruzgan, one of the poorest and least developed provinces of Afghanistan. Save the Children, HealthNet TPO, Cordaid, ZOA and DCA Vet have joined forces here and work together with local partners in the DCU, the Dutch consortium for Uruzgan. This is Gulta from Tarin Kaut in Uruzgan. She was shot 1 year ago by the man she had just married.
نه خب بچه بیادرم بود در من معلوم بود عملی بود عملی اون دیگه نمیزی عمل شیشر خدا زد دل دما بستی.
Drug addiction is an immense problem in Uruzgan. A large proportion of the male population is addicted. Opium and heroin are widely available and are an easy escape from daily life. But this has resulted in countless broken homes. That's why Save the Children has opened a drug rehabilitation center in Tarin Kaut. This cold water bath is part of the treatment.
It's very beneficial for them. When they come here, they were very restless. It comforts their pains or other symptoms.
The center treats 15 patients a month. 25-year-old Manar Aga is being admitted today. He's addicted to opium and heroin. He has searched for drugs before he's allowed into the ward. Manar became a father 1 year ago, but instead of taking care of his children, he's built up a large debt. He's lost his job and now lives with his wife and children at his parents' house. His family has run out of patience. These are all fathers who at present are not taking care of their children. Once they are clean, they remain in the center for a while to prepare for their return to society. The treatment is free, but the waiting list for Save the Children Center is very long. Assistance, therefore, comes too late for many families. HealthNet TPO has set up a program in Uruzgan to locate and support victims of domestic violence. The women are traced by means of a network of specially trained social workers. The social worker from HealthNet TPO now visits Gulta every week. However, the social worker also comes to listen to the family in times of mental distress.
آدمی بس از استوان آدمی گیرنگا مثل بچه می بسیار امی فلجی به پایی به دستی بسیار زور میخواه. یعنی چی اربانا دادی لذی خدا بیدن بود.
Doctors in Kandahar, Kabul and Pakistan don't give Gulta hope for recovery. However, she receives support from doctors in the Tarin Kaut hospital. With the help of Cordaid and HealthNet TPO, this hospital has undergone a major development. There was nothing here 10 years ago. Now the hospital treats people from far around. Abdul is one of the pharmacists trained by HealthNet TPO. He followed a 3-year training course in the hospital and now has a very busy job.
روزانه د درنیم سو څخه تر 400 مریضان دلته دوايي اخلي نقصي اجرا کیږي
HealthNet TPO also trains nurses. These nurses have just graduated and will later go out into the province to man medical stations. Dozens of medical stations have been added to Uruzgan over the past few years. As a result, thousands of people now have rapid access to medical care. HealthNet TPO also trains women to be nurses, which is highly unusual in a conservative province like Uruzgan. These 9 women will soon receive their diploma, after which they will go out into the province. They do an internship in the hospital during their training. Unfortunately, we were only allowed to film in the classroom and not in the women's ward of the hospital itself. This door remains closed for our camera. In Uruzgan, women still wear the traditional burqa when they go out into the street. Showing your face to a stranger may cause problems, which makes it very difficult to film the DCU projects that were set up for women.
No. Only filming the floor. Only filming the floor.
Like this project in Tarin Khaut. Zoa trains women here to teach proper hygiene to people in the province. Although the women agree to be filmed, not everyone is enthusiastic. Nonetheless, these women are very progressive by Afghan standards.
چون چند خانم برام که ما جمع کردیم اینجا به خاطر از اینکه باش که اینا یک ذره فهمیده هستن تحصیل یافته هستن اینا می پیامای افضل سحر بر مردم به طریقه درست برسانن تا که مردم به یک ذره زندگیشون تغییر کنن.
It is very unusual in Uruzgan for women to receive an education and get a job. Because the Taliban is not favorable to women who improve themselves, the work that these women will do is not without danger.
یو مشکل دا ده په ترین کوټ کې چې امنیت لږ خرابه ده مونږ ډېره په دغسې لږ حال لرو که نه چې دلته مونږ هغه په ازاده هلته کینو او درس وایو د شاګردانو او بل مشکل دا ده چې دلته ښځې مونږ ډېر په مشکلاتو سره جمع وو او ډېر په مشکل سره دلته مونږ پیدا کېږي د ترین کوټ د ښار نه
چون مشکلاتی که ما در اینجا داریم مشکلات امنیتی است که وضع امنیتی خوب نیست ما خودمون به ترس میایم اینجا.
These women are therefore very brave. It's not only dangerous to take part in the project, it is also dangerous to take part in this film.
Finished.
The staff members at the office of the Dutch Consortium for Uruzgan in Tarin Khaut had seen this coming, the problem of people who do not wish to be filmed. They came up with a creative solution.
And where we have some problems, and the people don't accept it. So at that time, we should leave camera, just we will have interview.
No, that's not possible.
We have some problem, we don't use the camera.
No, we cannot not use the camera.
Yes,
we have to use the camera.
I mean,
you know, it's not
because
possible.
without camera, film doesn't have any meaning.
Indeed, yes.
Of course.
Yes. So
yes.
We need to choose projects which we can film.
It's a point.
And so we film projects with people who don't mind the camera. Like veterinarian Yunus, who is receiving assistance from DCA Vet. The aid started years ago with this cattle crush.
دا چې دی غوا ما په لغته نسی ویلای چې ما خوش کی یا ما پښماته کی یا غوا ځان خوش کی دلته چې نن وته غوا بیا شوردای نسی دی خو لرګي دی هغه ورته دغه وسپنه پراړو غوا ضبط رابطه بیا شوردای نسی دلته یل کام مشکو چې غوا ویل کا کو داس.
DCA Vet is helping veterinarians all over Uruzgan and installed cattle crushes throughout the province. Moreover, cattle are vaccinated on a large scale against common diseases. This is necessary. Dangerous diseases such as foot and mouth disease are highly prevalent here. DCA Vet re-equipped Yunus's centre. Thanks to the continuous supply of medication, he can now help twice as many animals as before. That's around 1,500 per month. While filming, Yunus appears to be ill at ease. 1 week before we arrived, a suicide attack was carried out in Tarin Khaut for the first time in a very long time. It's rumoured that more attacks will follow. Because foreigners are an easy target, no one wants to be around a Western film crew for too long. The suicide attack took place in this very street. A few doors down, a suicide bomber attacked a NATO patrol. 2 soldiers and 2 children from this street were killed. 5 other children were wounded. The office of the Dutch Consortium for Uruzgan is on this street. A presence of a film crew from the Netherlands should be kept secret as much as possible. We therefore only leave the compounds in cars, wearing veils and local garb. Also, we don't film on public roads. In this way, we minimize the risk for the DCU staff members. However, our presence continues to be a risk. In Uruzgan, danger is all around. A large part of the population in Uruzgan is extremely poor. Education is the first step towards a better future. Schools have shot up like mushrooms over here over the past few years, and there are special programs for students with a learning disadvantage. All of these children grew up in wartime conditions. In this center, Save the Children has set up a special vocational training program for the most underprivileged children. They used to roam the streets during the day. They are now being trained as plumbers, carpenters, or tailors. 300 of the poorest children in Uruzgan attend such a training program at the present. We would like to go home with Moyahed to speak to his parents, but the DCU safety officer intervenes. He wants to collect more information on the boy's family. The Taliban uses children of this age for suicide attacks, since they can be easily influenced. Moreover, the news that we want to visit the boy at home could accidentally fall into the wrong hands. It is therefore dangerous to call on someone just like that. To be on the safe side, the DCU office in Tarin Kowt does not allow us to go. The next day, we're in Tiri anyway, not to speak to the boy's family, but to visit a Cordaid project. We are visiting farmer Jailani. He has 10 children, quite a few mouths to feed. He takes care of this male goat and received 2 female goats from Cordaid, which produce as much as 3 liters of milk a day. The first goats that Cordaid distributed were sold within a week. The people were so focused on survival that ready money seemed to be more important than the long term. Nowadays, the farmers have to contribute some money as well, and Cordaid keeps track of the animals. The new approach has proven to be successful. "40 families in Uruzgan received 2 female goats each. Cordaid also arranged a few male goats, which have to produce offspring. In this way, the farmers will raise their own livestock. A number of young goats are returned to Cordaid, and these are used to help other families. Even when filming here, we had to leave all of a sudden. It appears not to be safe to stay in this location for more than 45 minutes. Back at the DCU office, we are told over dinner that a roadside bomb had exploded right on the road along which we've been driving only a few hours before. That's how dangerous Uruzgan is. Bombings and fighting between the Taliban and the coalition forces still cause many civilian casualties. The first aid staff at the hospital in Tarin Kowt know all about this.
تقريبا جنگي چې دي ترافیکي چې دي زیاتې تعداد زیاتې ترافیکي 80% ترافیکي دلته موږ ته راځي او تقریبا 10% جنگي موږ ته راځي.
Because violence is an everyday reality here, the work of the aid workers in Uruzgan is not an easy task. Every day, these DCU staff members take up the challenge to make Uruzgan a better place. Save the Children, HealthNet TPO, Cordaid, ZOA, and DCA Vet have joined forces to execute the projects under difficult circumstances. Slowly but surely, permanent change is now starting to show in Uruzgan.
سنتر برای ما شروع شده ما توانستیم که اینجا درس بخوانیم و نرس فارغ شیم.
اوس دا فکر کوم وروره چې د نشې څخه خلاص شو د دې عذابه څخه خدای خلاص کړي خپل بچیانه باندې ساتلي خپل مور پلاره څه وساسې نه راځي ورور
حالات خو مو ډېر سم دي لا به هم سم شي
However, Uruzgan still has a long way to go. Because the problems are complex and deeply rooted, much of the assistance that is given still appears to be just a drop in the ocean.
زندگی تیر شده که غریب بیچاره شدی در بدر شدی بچه میدی بیگار که پیدا کردی بیگار مخوری صبح نداری که صبح بخوری بیگار نداری.
The relief agencies want to carry on, since Uruzgan must become a province where people can cope on their own, a place where they no longer become victims of an accumulation of problems.
من فکر میکنم که در آینده من جور نمیشم.